From antiquity, its territory had been crossed by the major roadways, taking the role of Middle Earth between the cities of ancient Lazio, which in the south were part of the Latin League, and in the north saw the growth and expansion of the power of Rome. It was built close to the major roads that crossed its territory and the minor routes that set off from here, the Via Cavona from the coast, the Via Castriminense and the Appian Way to the south and southeast. The names of some of the owners of the rich and refined residences are known, as in the case of Occonio of Polione, of the Valeri and of the Mamurra, reflecting what must have been a very structured presence in the territory in the past. In the 17th century, a distinguished prelate of the papal curia took possession of a beautiful casale at the intersection of Via Cavona and Via Latina, Giovanni Giustino Ciampini. At his death, the vast agricultural portion of this plot was referred to as the Vigna Ciampini, which gives the name to the current municipality. It is only at the beginning of the industrial era that profound changes happened in this part of Roman countryside, and the foundations for its future development were laid: the railway, the airport, and the construction of the Garden City. There is no doubt that the advent of the railroad has determined the fate of this part of the Roman countryside that was still uninhabited in the early 20th century, in many parts swampy. The turning point came in 1847 with the concession to the Pio Latina Company of a contract for the construction of the first papal railway that would connect Rome and Frascati. On August 1, 1859, the Ciampino station was inaugurated. So it is because of a naming error, obviously due to the poor knowledge of the territory of the French engineers, that the name Ciampino appears for the first time. The conditions for the establishment of a permanent settlement are to be found in the 20s, following a trend common to all rural areas near the capital. For Ciampino, there was the addition of the creation of the airport. Built in 1916 and named in honor of Giovan Battista Pastine, a blimp captain killed while returning from a nighttime sortie during World War I, Ciampino was Italy's largest aeronautical structure at the time and was designed exclusively for airships. It was designed by the engineer Corradino Ascanio. Today, Ciampino Airport is one of the most important military, civil aviation and protection airports in Italy. The newly formed cooperative joint stock company Colli Parioli purchased the necessary land from the Colonna family to start building what would be Italy's first garden city, aligned with the urbanistic ideas of the first English garden city of Letchworth, as outlined in Howard's Garden Cities of Tomorrow. Nonetheless, during the following decades, the urbanization of Ciampino continued unabated, aided by the availability of work at the airport, railroad station, and more generally, the establishment of a new national agricultural policy that in 1937 and 1938 brought about the construction and launch of a wine hub and a distillery, which soon became a point of reference for the agricultural economy of the entire district. After the dark times of World War II, during which Ciampino and its infrastructure suffered serious harm through the loss of many lives, the area around Rome, and therefore also Ciampino, was populated by a high concentration of immigrants from central and southern Italy, which would cover the manpower needs for the local and roaming building trade. In December 1951, to this town, now little more than a village, came Pier Paolo Pasolini, one of the strongest voices in 20th century Italian literature, who would extend much influence in Ciampino's new generations, among them Vincenzo Cerami, versatile author and successful screenwriter. But it was the 70s which had the greatest impact on Ciampino. The township was transformed, acquiring an increased awareness and sense of belonging to a territory with diverse stories formed in a melting pot of cultures from all over Italy. After several mutations, on September 18, 1974, Ciampino became Italy's 8,064th municipality. Today, after having earned the title of city, Ciampino is a dynamic municipality that continues to perform its original function as a link between Rome and the Alban Hills. has put in place the infrastructures and services to meet the needs of a population that has reached nearly 40,000 inhabitants. Heartened by its potential, Ciampino strives to be a leader in Rome's metropolitan area, to which it has been historically bound by cultural and economic ties and relationships. It looks forward to transmitting well-being and confidence to its future generations.